Queen, she making an appearance. And those of you that don't know my hair, her name is Queen. I've been looking for a name for her, for my hair, and you know, I always call her Queen, but a lot of people don't know that. But you know, I'm just, or I address her as she, her, but you know, I really feel like my hair is a queen because I'm a queen. So let's get into it. So I am going to be using my Anastasia eyeshadow palette. And I believe the name is pronounced Amrezy. I think that's the person that made this palette. But so the majority of the colors I will be using will be on the bottom of this palette. And so I will be showing you guys the colors. And so I start off with these two peachy colors, OG, and I forgot the other one. I can't really read it from here, but I'm gonna be using these two peachy colors. I kind of just blend those together, and then I apply that to my crease just so it can create a transition for the colors to come in. So as I'm blending other colors, it'll kind of just blend in nicely. And so I'm patting it with this small fluffy brush. I'm not too particular with these brushes. I just, you know, go with the Holy Spirit on this, and you know, I was just feeling like, okay, maybe I needed to pat it in. And then I end up taking my big fluffy brush and I blend it out just to create a softer look. And throughout this video, I basically do that with a lot of the colors that I add on to my cut crease look. And so I just take a little bit more of those peachy colors and I just blend those into the crease. Can't really see it, but it's there. It's there. And then I take the pink shade and I basically put that right on top on the peachy colors, and then I just blend those in just so it can give me that gradient effect. And the thing is about cut creases, it's all about dimension. And so, you know, basically I start out with the lightest color and then the last color will be the darkest color. Hopefully that made sense. So I just blend that from the inner corner to the outer corner, and I just zhuzh that back and forth, as you can see. And so, oh, and if you guys would like for me to do an eyebrow tutorial, I can definitely do that. Hopefully, when I do that, my eyebrows will be done. I don't know if you guys can see the little hairs, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, let me know. And so now I am taking it's like a brown color next to the pink, and it's a bit darker than the peachy colors. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but the colors, it's kind of creating this this gradient effect. And so I'm putting that in the corners, and I'm using the little fluffy brush again, just so I can make sure that the color gets into the crease. And then I take my fluffy brush and fluff it out. It's actually called a blending brush because it blends out, making the eye look more softer. And so I'm doing that from the inner corner to the outer corner, back and forth motion, you know. And then I just keep doing that until I get that desired look. And so you see here, I'm closing my eyes trying to see if it's working. And so but I'm not gonna lie, I was actually pretty impressed with this look. I was very impressed with this gradient effect. And so that's something I used to struggle with, but eventually I got it down. And so yep, just blending away. blending away. And so I am basically blending the pink. I don't know if you guys realized, but I went back in with the pink and I pretty much put it on top of the brown rather than in the brown. And so I thought it would give me that more gradient look, that more dimension. So honestly, I don't know the right verbiage, but I will get it right. And so I'm just blending that in. And so the key to this is blending. Blend, 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 blend. It is not cute when you have unblended eyeshadow, especially when you can see it in your photos with flash. It is not it's not cute. It's really not cute. And so I'm basically doing that until I get the desired look, the desired gradient effect. And you just, after a certain amount of time of blending, then you'll get there. But it definitely takes patience. And so that's why it's, you see me kind of going back and forth until I get that look, or until I feel like it's gradient enough. And then I am basically going to do the same thing with the other eye, just rinse and repeat, y'all. And so now I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia eye primer. You can also use a concealer. It can be 1 shade lighter, 2 shades lighter, 3 shades lighter. I think the lighter it is, the better it is, because it can kind of give you a base to your eyeshadow that comes after you cut the crease. And so with this step, it is very crucial, because I know for me, it was really hard for me to get this cut crease. But when you're doing the cut crease, you want to make sure that you don't cut too low or too high. And so when you open your eye, you have to make sure that you see the cut crease. And so what I'm doing is that I am basically marking where I want to cut the crease, and as I'm opening my eye, I'm making sure that I can see the cut crease or or my mark that I made. And so when I see that, then that's when I start to proceed with cutting the crease. So as you guys will see in a few seconds, this eye was honestly not the best. I did end up going back and fixing the crookedness of it, but I will say with the cut crease, you definitely want to follow the line of I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe it, but as you guys can see here, I did a close-up so you guys can see better, but there is like this line above my eyeball. And so you want to make sure that wherever the top of your eyeball is, you want to go with that line. And usually you can tell. I mean, you would really have to look very clearly and use I was going to say use your imagination, but you just really have to pay close attention. So as you can see on my eyes, I don't really have a smooth eye. I don't know if you guys can see, but I pretty much have like little lines in my eyelid. And so I don't go based off of those lines, but I go based off of where the top of my eyelid is. And so, it takes practice. I did not get that when I first started doing cut creases. And so when you, the more you keep practicing, the more better you're going to get it. And I feel like for me, the more I did it, the more I understood. And I felt like my understanding for cut creases increased. And so, you just want to go with that that line and just keep following that all the way through. And then after you get the line, you want to fill it in. And so that's what I'm doing here. And you just want to make sure you fill in the cut crease, just so you can have a base for your eyeshadow. Sorry y'all for the noise. And then I am just going back and perfecting any crooked lines that I have. And so you really want to be precise with this step. I probably should have went in with a smaller brush to kind of perfect the lines, but you know what? I was actually pretty impressed with this eye. And so I don't know if you guys can tell, but this was actually my favorite eye. It just did so well. And so I did go back, like I said, I did go back and fix, and I tried to fix the other eye, but you know, I did the best that I could. And so, and I just want to encourage you guys that, you know, don't expect to get everything perfect at the first try, especially if you've never done a cut crease, or you've just never done makeup in general. You just have to keep perfecting your craft. your craft. Your craft. And I think that's just so important, especially with makeup artists and hairstylists and barbers. You just really have to keep going at it. And just know that practice makes perfect. And so the more you do it, the more you get it and understand it. And so here is what it looks like. I was honestly impressed with it, but I wasn't. So I am going back and basically making any corrections to any I guess imperfections that I see. And so this part really took some time, and so you really have to have patience with this step, and you want to make sure that you're precise with it too, because when you take photos with flash, you are going to see every imperfection, and so you want to make sure that you take your time with this step. So I am going with the lightest shade of the Anastasia Amrezy palette. If you guys look back to when I showed you the palette, it is the top left shadow. And I am basically using this to kind of serve as a base for another eyeshadow color that I'll be using later on in this video. But you definitely want to make sure that you have a flat eyeshadow brush, just to keep the colors together and precise. You definitely don't want to use like a fluffy brush for this. You want to make sure that you're using a flat brush so that you're not putting the color above the crease, but below it. And so you see here that I'm just using a patting motion to basically apply the color. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I basically do the same thing with the other eye. And so now I am taking the small fluffy brush, and the same colors that I've used for the crease are the same colors that I'm using to kind of blend in the corners of the eye, the outer corners of the eye, sorry. And so yes, I go in with the peach colors, and then I go into the browns and the pinks, and then like I said, lightest to darkest. You kind of want to just create that dimension, as you can see. Just kind of make everything come together. I don't know, I just don't know how to describe it, but it just makes sense, you know, it just makes sense. And so that's what I'm doing, and you want to make sure that you are doing it evenly for both eyes. Make sure that one doesn't have more brown or more pink than the other. You want to make sure that you apply the same pressure to both eyes, just so it won't look uneven. Because I'm telling you all that that flash will expose everything. That flash will expose every imperfection, every flaw, and it's not cute. Like, I know for me, that used to bother me and it would really irk me. And so I think for me, that's really helped me do better at these cut creases. So, yep. Here I show you guys just previews, side previews of the eye look, and I do go back and perfect certain gaps that I would see. And so you want to make sure that you finalize and just perfect all the gaps. And so just like you see what I'm doing here, I am basically covering any gap that I see. And so I'm just making sure that I am getting all the spots. And so yeah, y'all, like, I was very determined to make this eye look just bam. And so now I am taking the gold shade from the Anastasia palette. It was the gold on the top row. I don't know what name it was. I'm sorry. I will do better at this, I promise. But I am basically packing that onto my lid, making sure that I'm staying in the cut crease and that I'm not going above. I'm just keeping it under the line, and I am just packing it on there. And I really feel like the white shade served as a base for the gold. I feel like it made it look more vibrant and more brighter. And so I'm just making sure that I am, I guess, maintaining the precision of the cut crease, I should say. And this flat brush is more smaller than the last one that I've used. The one that I used to pack on the white shade, or I should say the lid shade. So just know that when doing cut creases, the flat brushes are going to be your best friend. If you desire to do cut creases, please make sure you have a flat brush. Honestly, there's probably other ways to get this look without one, but I don't know if you anything like me, but flat brushes are your best friend. Trust me. And so now I am taking my Morphe, I believe this is the 35F palette, and I am just going in with another gold shade. You know, there's nothing wrong with a gold on gold action, so that's what I'm doing. And I mean, I guess with this look, I was just like, you know what, let me just do the most. And so I decided to pack this gold on, and I basically just packed it on top. I don't know if you could see, but I feel like this gold is like more goldish. Like, it has a more yellow tone that it gives off. And so for me, I felt like it was completing the look a lot. And so I just went in with that, and I made sure that everything was in its place, and that that the gold was packed on. And that is the finished look. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comment section below. All right, y'all. I will see y'all in the next video. Mwah.